So the lineup for the 7th, Class 3, 1200 metres Equalator Blitz heads the field. Zach Burton on board from barrier number 9. California Concord, his 2 wins have been on the all-weather, but over this trip of the 1200 metres, Majestic Heart disappointing as favourite last time. Well beaten, only beat 1 horse home, but he won the start before that. Harmony and a Home is a 2-time course and distance winner. Classic Posh, the last start winner, the runner. He's a 3-time course and distance winner. Gets the wide gate though, barrier number 12. Simply Fluke won last time out. Also in Class 3, Elegair's a recent winner, and down to Amazing News. They try the hood and the blinkers going back on here. Casper Founds and Joe Moreira. All right, as far as the speed map is concerned then for the 7th, who are the key horses to look out for here, Tom?
Yeah, well, the speed in this race are likely to come from Wine and Equalator Blitz. Now, the runner is drawn a little bit awkwardly out in gate number 12 for Derek Long. He was caught wide last time out, but he still made some ground up at the end, the run-up. And then you've got California Concord, who's drawn a little bit awkwardly as well. Poor horses like Equalator Blitz, I think, will certainly be up on the pace here from gate number 9. I just wonder if he's able to cross Wine and Wine.
Yeah, well, that's the query. Like, he has been a little bit iffy at the start, occasionally Equalator Blitz, but if he can jump, he may be able to get across. I think whatever's going to happen, Majestic Star and Compassion Spirit both will get good runs just in behind. I'm not sure what they'll do with the runner, whether they'll go forward. He has gone back in the past as well. If he goes back, then California Concord could be the one to go forward, because he's more than likely to try and slot in. It's just how much sort of pace the top 2 put on and whether there's a gap in behind them.
Yeah, the pace should be good here, which potentially means something like Simply Fluke could be running on at the end like he has done in his last few starts.
All right, so some tactics possibly in play there. Before we have a look at a couple of the replays, let's hear about Classic Posh and his last start win with jockey Harry Bentley.
Harry, perfect first ride on the horse. 1 start, 1 ride, and a Class 3 victory for him as well.
Yeah, things went really smoothly last time, and just able to get a lovely pitch from a good draw. And yeah, he quickened up nicely, so hopefully he can do much of the same.
Wider draw this week. Is that any concern, or he gets back, so it doesn't really matter?
Yeah, obviously I'd like to have been as close to the fence as possible, as everyone does, but you know, he's a horse that can take his time, so if I can just drop him in, and he's got a good turn of foot, so he should be able to be fine from that.
Looking at the race, there is quite a bit of pace in it too.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd imagine the horses on the inside will just go forward, and hopefully can just slot behind the main leaders. You
galloped him yesterday. His work as good this week as leading into that last start?
Yeah, he feels good. We just did a steady bit yesterday, but he's in good spirits and hoping for a good run.
What about the off-season for Harry Bentley? What do you do?
Just a bit of relaxing, really. Just, I mean, obviously I haven't been on the go here nearly as long as all the other guys have been, but I've been abroad in Dubai before coming here, so I have been busy enough. Just relaxing and recharging the batteries. And
what have you made of your first short stint in Hong Kong?
Well, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, it's been a steep learning curve. You're thrown in the deep end, and it is tough, but very much enjoyed my time and learned plenty so far. So hopefully I can take whatever I've learned into next season and yeah, have a good enough start.
There you go, it's Classic Posh. David Hall, the trainer, got every chance once more, but as Mark was outlining there, with Harry drawn a little bit wider here this time round. What about the other chances, though, Tom? Let's start with Equalator Blitz, Wine and Wine, a Majestic Star who was favourite for this race. Yeah, well, he had an excuse here clearly last time out, Majestic Star, because he was slightly bumped at the start. This was from gate number 4, and he's somehow been ended up 3 wide, pretty much without any cover the whole way. So he's done a lot of work here with Joe Moreira on board. Antoine Hamlin rides from a similar draw, same draw, in fact, gate number 4. But he's a horse that does certainly have some talent, Paul, but just wasn't able to get in last start. Yeah,
it's best to forget this run. I think he didn't have any favours whatsoever. He was on the back foot, as you mentioned, from the start. And prior to this, it was a strong win. Equalator Blitz, he jumped okay. He stayed on nicely enough as well. And Wine on Wine, like, he's a one-hit wonder at this stage. He did drop out.
And he was a winner at 25-1 in that start too, with Wine and Wine back on the 8th of April. He hasn't gone on with it since then, so we just wonder if he's looking for something slightly easier here. I know he does have the apprentice claim, but I'm keen on Majestic Star from the draw if he gets plenty of luck here.
OK, so we give him an excuse for that last start effort. What about California Concord? And the runner, Paul, I think he's been pretty consistent, the runner.
Yeah, look, I've included a spot for the runner. He's just drawn awkwardly in 12. So we saw on that speed map they had him going forward. Here he went back and hit the line very strongly. So maybe they'll do that again with him. There's sort of up in the air. There's options there anyway for him. But look, he's a hard horse to leave out because he is quite consistent.
He's just had a terrible run with the draws. He's had 10 and 11, now he's out in 12 here. And look, he stayed on pretty well there at the end. He looked to be under a little bit of pressure off the back straight, didn't appear to be travelling well, but he did his best work late there.
Yeah, and that was good luck winning that race. So we'll talk about who goes around in race number 8. Simply fluke, Tom. It's his heart and mouth sort of stuff. He gets back, but he can really rattle off some closing sectionals.
He certainly can. He was beyond midfield on the fence here last time out, and you can see Alexia Bedell on this occasion weaving a path through between runners on the inside there of HZ Tourbillon. Coming out and after the horse that's in front there, that is Ka Ying Master, who was able to win at the weekend, but he powered on through them late, Paul.
Yeah, it was a strong win from him, and this was his first win in Class 3. I always wondered if he was more of a Class 4 horse, but it just shows he can win in Class 3.
All right, and the punters think he can win again, Paul, because at this stage he's our early favourite.
Yeah, I just wondered if he could put 2 together, so I haven't quite managed to work him in, but I have gone with Majestic Star as well. I just thought he had excuses last time. Prior to that, his form was solid. Super Dobbin, so a couple of big prizes here. Super Dobbin, I think, will get a perfect run from barrier 1. Equator Blitz, look, if he jumps fine, he should be on the pace. And the runner as well, put him in there for 4th. So sort of slightly outside the square here, Tom. 3, 5, 1 and 8.
I agree with you, though, around Majestic Star, and he's come up at 18s at the moment. I'll be interested to see if that sort of price can hold up. He's drawn nicely here. If he can get in and get cover without having to race wide like he did last time out, I think he's a major player, because he did go around as favourite when delivering. Was beaten favourite last time out. Equaleta Blitz goes in. Not prepared to drop off amazing news. Blinkers go back on. Hood goes on as well. Joe Moreira Casper founds awkward draw in the last start winner Classic Posh. So 3, 1, 12 and 7.
I've included Majestic Star. I'm not going to tip him to win. I've actually got the runner on top. He's a big price at the moment, definitely each way, 16 to 1. So I'd be happy with that. Just got to overcome that draw. That's race number 7 then.